want to call us to roll, call us to order. Summer, will you call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Patterson?
Here.
Commissioner Norwood?
Here.
Commissioner Baker?
Here.
Commissioner Roberts? Here. Commissioner Stallings?
Here.
Commissioner Orr?
Here.
And Mayor Mason?
Here.
All present.
Tonight, our invocation will be done by Devin Crofts. Did I say it right? And then our flag salute will be by Chief Harvey McReynolds. So if everyone would stand and remain standing, I would appreciate it.
Would you join me in prayer? God, we gather together thankful for the leaders of our community and the time and energy that they put forth to care for all those who live in and around Enid, and for all those working behind the scenes at odd hours to steward the community that you have blessed us with. We are all connected as your body. Give us a vision to see each other and the wisdom to speak words of encouragement. Make us accountable to one another in your love, that we would do for each other what you have done for us, to give ourselves to the greater collective, that this community would be a beacon, a city on a hill representing you to the world. We lift up those to you in communities around us affected by fires, and we pray for healing and direction. Use us to bring that healing to others, that we might be a living testament to you. Protect these communities and bring your healing rain. For those experiencing loss, bring comfort, and for those in the midst of grief, bring hope. May we represent your hope, even when there are not words to speak, just to come alongside. Protect those who come alongside to protect others, for firefighters and first responders often giving of themselves above and beyond. Protect them as they represent our community as a whole. We give thanks for their service and pray that you would use them and keep them safe. Help us see the connection to one another even when we disagree, that we need each other. Open our hearts to you and to each other. Open our ears to listen deep. Open our mouths to proclaim your goodness in all we say and do. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 3.1, consider approval of minutes of the regular commission meeting of March 4th, 2025.
Move to approve. Second.
The motion and second, please cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Item 4.1, present pet available for adoption at the City Animal Welfare Department. Tell us who we have this evening.
This evening we have Kirby.
Kirby?
Kermie, like Kermit Frog.
Oh, Kermit, okay.
So Kermie is about 1.5 to 2 years old. We believe he is a cattle dog healer mix. He has a great amount of energy, super friendly, loves people, very treat motivated. He does no sit. Hey, can you show him sit? Good boy. As long as you got a treat on your hand, he's going to be focused on you. He's smart, very smart. Aren't you, buddy? Can you say it again? Yes. He has been with us for about a week, and he is ready for a new home. I believe he's located in Pen 15 out at Animal Welfare. Our adoptions are still free, and you get a voucher to get him fully vetted and microchipped for $25.
Very good, thank you. She's working the crowd tonight, isn't she?
Shaking hands.
Item 4.2, recognize the City of Enid Employee of the Month for March 2025.
This is a great opportunity again to recognize some city employees who have been selected as the current Employee of the Month. Monica Close and Barbara Smith. Is that right? Yes. Well, come on up here. They work at the police department, and I don't get to the police department too much for a lot of reasons. But you guys do a good job maintaining the building. Scott Miller's here to talk about the great job you've done and why you've been selected.
Okay, these two, when they get to work in the morning, they're giggling all day long. But Monica's been here almost 5, Barb's been here 3.5, and my biggest complaint about them is they clock in too early because they're showing up and they want to get started. And by the time I get there, they've been there for 30 minutes, and we're supposed to get there at the same time, and they're already going at it. And they work like that until it's time to go home. And they're giggling. They spend 8 hours a day together, always working together. You don't hear them bickering and fighting. You always hear them good attitudes all the time. And I used to say that I supervise them. Well, they don't need much supervision, so now I just tell people I'm their supervisor. And, you know, a lot of times they supervise me or boss me around, I should say. But these two, we have a building of about 150 people that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in and out. Mud, snow, you never hear them complain. They don't complain about the dirt, the mud, the leaves, the spilled coffee. You know, they just come in, they pick it up, they clean it up. When it's slow, if it ever is slow, you see them outside, washing windows, picking up the parking lot. We've got our training center over back now. Now they over there and they're cleaning it. You don't hear employees, you don't hear the officers who complain about everything. You don't hear them complain about their building being messy and dirty. These two right here do a wonderful job of not only keeping the building clean, but have great attitudes while they're doing it. And I wish we had more employees with the attitude that they have and the work ethic that they have.
Congratulations, and now I know why. You're outstanding employees. Do you want to address the crowd and tell us all how to be as enthusiastic and happy as you are?
I'll just say it is the best job I've ever had.
Yes. Maybe you should come to this department more often.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank both of you.
Okay, item 4.3, present proclamation in recognition of Week of the Young Child. Is Sheila Armour here? Did I say it correctly?
She's not here.
She's not here?
And it's,
You think we ought to save that till?
Sure.
You can be here. Yeah,
Sure.
I would.
We'll save that one, but I have another one. 4.4, present a proclamation in recognition of the Enid Woodring Regional Airport becoming Oklahoma's first Purple Heart Airport. And Elaine, I think this is you. And Keston?
Is Kester here?
He's here.
He's backing you up, Elaine.
Good. For those that don't know me, I'm Elaine Johns, a volunteer executive director for the Woodring Wall of Honor. And so we're really excited. We've been working with the Purple Heart Association of Oklahoma. As you know, Enid became a Purple Heart city, and so they have graciously let me display this plaque at the airport. But we asked the Purple Heart organization, have you ever had an airport that has become part of the Purple Heart Association? And he said, no. And I said, well, you do know that Enid Woodring Regional Airport is the first municipally bonded airport in Oklahoma. And I have visited with the airport director, and he is excited to discuss the opportunity to become a Purple Heart Airport, the very first in Oklahoma. And so we're real excited that they agreed to do that, and I think the mayor has a proclamation to give Keston today.
I do. I'm going to go up to this microphone. Is that all right? This proclamation says, whereas Woodring Regional Airport has sincere gratitude for the men and women who, over the years, have selflessly served their country in our nation's armed forces, and whereas the Woodring Regional Airport in the city of Enid was the first municipality bonded airport in Oklahoma, and for more than 80 years has been an auxiliary site for military aviation training while honoring those men and women who have served their country in our nation's armed forces. And whereas the Purple Heart is the oldest military decoration in present use and was initially created as the badge of military merit by General George Washington in 1782. And whereas the Purple Heart was the first American Service Award and decoration made available to the common soldier and is specifically awarded to members of the United States Armed Forces who have been wounded or paid the ultimate sacrifice in combat for our country. And whereas Woodring Regional Airport, in conjunction with the Purple Heart, proudly supports the designation of the Woodring Regional Airport as a Purple Heart Airport on behalf of not only to the recipients of this most prestigious service award, but for all veterans in the city of Enid. And whereas Woodring Regional Airport greatly appreciates the sacrifices our Purple Heart recipients have made in defending our freedom, and acknowledges those men and women for their courage by showing our support and our honor. Now, therefore, I, David M. Mason, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Enid, do hereby proclaim the city of Enid, Oklahoma, Woodring Regional Airport as a Purple Heart Airport. Congratulations.
Well, a little bit hard to follow up everything that's been said, so I just appreciate Elaine reaching out. She had reached out to me probably a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, and asked if this would be something that I'd be willing to do. And of course, I thought it was a great opportunity to again express our thanks for the veterans and those who have served us, and especially those who have been wounded in their service for us. So thank you all for your service, especially those over at Vance. And so we're just excited to do this.
Just another first for Woodring,
Yes,
isn't it?
absolutely.
All right, very good.
Thank you, sir. Just a couple more things we're really excited about. We have sent off a request to PA at Vance Air Force Base to become the first Air Force base in Oklahoma to become a Purple Heart Air Force Base. We've gone to Canton, Crescent, Hennessy, O'Keene. Of course, Enid has been certified for a couple of years now. Now our airport, Integris Bass Hospital, I'll meet with them tomorrow at 2 o'clock. They're going to become a Purple Heart Hospital, and it'll be great because they'll be posting veteran signs outside those that come and take treatment there. And then Pond Creek is next on our list, and NOC is going to become a Purple Heart College. So we have about 40 more towns that we're working on, and so we're excited about doing this. Keston will receive a plaque like this for the airport. He will also receive signage, 4 signs that he can put around the airport. So when people fly into our community, not only are they going to see that great Vietnam Wall that's there, but they'll also see how much Enid supports its veterans. What a great first impression for that on-ramp to our economic commerce. So thank you.
Good.
Hey, Elaine, go ahead and take a moment and tell everybody about the Vietnam Veterans
Yes,
Ceremony on March
absolutely.
29th.
I'm blessed to be walking. So on March 29th, it is Vietnam Veterans Awareness Day nationally. And so every year we have service out at the Vietnam Memorial Wall. This year it's really great. We have the Military Hall of Fame founder, General Doug Dollar, that's going to be our keynote speaker. Bob Ford, many of you know him. He's a 1,000-hour combat pilot in Vietnam in a Huey helicopter. He's going to share what the wall means to him. And then we have Lieutenant Colonel Susan Parisi, who is a Vietnam-era nurse, and she is going to share about the women, the 8 women that are on the wall. They were all nurses that were killed in action. And the really great thing about that is she and Tox Murillo are going to unveil a beautiful portrait that Tox has done for the Women's Memorial in Washington, D.C. Also, Susan Parisi is the founder of the Women's Memorial in Washington, D.C., the museum. So we're real excited and blessed that she's coming to Enid to be part of our services. So we have posters. If anybody wants one, I'll leave some here. And thank you for your support of our veterans and everything.
Thank you for what you do. Thank you. Those of you that don't know, Elaine is a driving force out there at that facility, and we appreciate everything that she does. So, 4.5, update on the City of Enid's new website. Derek Solis, I believe this is you.
Greetings, Mayor and Commissioners. All right, we just completed a redesign of the website, and we went live last Wednesday. I'm going to go through a little bit of what we went through in order to get here. So the last week website redesign was in 2020, and so we wanted a modern look, and we wanted to reduce the number of content pages that we had. We were original on the last website, we had 424 pages, and we consolidated all of them and got to 100 pages. So, and we wanted a more service-oriented website. That's the old website that you see there displayed. We did some research and data and the community survey. We found out the largest group of people were 35 to 44 in that age group. And they came basically to the website for specific information such as utility payments, trash collections, permits, available pets, those type of things. So you can see some of the chart there. When we did our website analytics on our old website, we found that the top pages was those that are circled, pretty much the home page. Utility bill, everybody wanted to look at crime, job opportunities, again, utility services, the airport, and solid waste services, those major, those things. We also did a heat map to see where was everyone particularly clicking on the home page. And as you see, the top clicks were the live meetings, careers, pay utility bills, solid waste. And so we used all of this data to design the new website. So if you go to the new website now, this is how it looks. And of course, we have a mobile version, and there is a responsive design, which means depending on if you're on a tablet or a cell phone or a computer, it'll look differently, but it'll be designed specifically for that type of device. So we have a search bar, and in the hero image, which you can see there, the Earth Day celebration. I don't know what's the mic. That is the hero image. And we did a How Do I Service Finder, which we'll show you here in a bit how to do that. We have, of course, the news calendar widget. The cost of the website was $20,000, but however, in our last contract with Granicus, we had maintenance, and during that 5 years, we never had to call them for anything other than just hosting the website. So that was $11,000 of credit. So the total cost was $9,000. And that contract will end, as far as the maintenance part, 2027. We still can host it, but just the maintenance part. And so back here, Elijah is my webmaster. He helped do the project management on this website as well. Do you have any questions?
Have you guys seen the new website?
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks real good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good. And I like that you had foresight to know that it needed to be updated. You know, 2020 and IT, that's ancient now. So that's good. I'm glad you moved forward with that. Very good.
And I just have a comment. Everything that comes from your area is excellent. So I commend your team. You guys work well together. You're friendly faces when I do come over, and it's just nice to see a great team together like that.
We appreciate that.
And happy birthday, Derek.
Oh, thank you.
Eric, do you want us to sing to you? Okay, no need.
I think he does want
We
to.
should. I think we should, yeah.
I think, Derek, I think we should sing happy birthday to you. So,
Into your mics.
into your mic, everybody. Here we go.
Count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Derek. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
All right, very good.
Is it?
Hey, that's all, yeah. Thank you very much. Not singing it again. So.
Bless his heart.
Yeah. Item 4.6, consider an appointment to the Historic Preservation Commission to be filled by a historian. And Commissioners, I'm going to do like we always have in the past. I'm going to call the names of the people that have signed up, ask them to come to the podium, state their name and why they think they would be a good candidate for this. And then at the end, remember this is 2 candidates, only 1 vacancy, and I'll remind you again, but don't forget to circle your name at the bottom. Per public record, we have to show exactly how we voted. So with that being said, for the Historic Preservation Commission Board, is Michael Womack here? Michael? Okay. What about Melanie Kiner? Kiner, all right. Well, with that being said, pick one and circle your name. Okay. While she tallies those, I'll move on to the next position, 4.7, consider an appointment to the Historic Preservation Commission to be filled by a resident of the Waverly Historic District. My paper's out of order.
Number 2.
It's just one person.
Oh, it is?
I mean, Borelli, just to approve, him.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. So we only have 1 candidate, which is Anthony Borelli. And with that being said, it'll just be I'll look for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. So Anthony will become that new board member. Item 4.8, consider appointment to the Board of Adjustments. We currently have 3 applicants and 1 vacancy, and I'll just go down the list. Angie Blevins.
Hi, I'm Angie Blevins. Grew up here in Enid. I am a general contractor. I've been doing that for about 20 years, and I also have my broker's license here in Enid. So I've been doing real estate for, gosh, I guess it's been 22 years. So why do I want to do this? Part of the reason is I'm an empty nester. So my kids are grown and I actually have time again. I'm not doing all of the running, and I have my evenings where I can take the time or the energy to probably be more active than I probably should have been earlier on. So anyway, thanks so much for listening.
Very good, thank you. Jade Powell. Jade Powell. All right, and Taylor Venus. I saw Taylor there.
I left my pants at the office, so I used to be on it. I'm an attorney in town, do a lot of property, real estate transactions. And the last time I was trying to get on it, I happened to be out of town. So rest in peace to Jerry, but Jerry didn't vote for me because I didn't show up last time. So I felt like half the battle's showing up. So I think you got 2 good candidates either way. I know we both will serve the town well, so vote for me.
All right. 3 candidates, only 1 vacancy. pick your one and circle your name.
And this is for the historic preservation.
Okay, I'll read the results for the Historic Preservation Board. Michael Womack received 4 votes. That was Patterson, Roberts, Stallings, and Mason. And Melanie Kiner received 3 votes, Norwood, Baker, and Orr. So Mr. Womack will be our representative on that board.
Thank you.
Okay, 4.9, consider an appointment to the Police Civil Service Commission. And we have 3 candidates and only 1 vacancy. So Mr. Robert Stearns? Am I saying it correct? Yes, sir. Would you like to come and say why you'd like to be on that?
Good evening. I'm Robert Stearns. I currently serve on the commission as a vice chairman. I was appointed to the commission to fill a vacancy that was created when one of the commissioners resigned before the expiration of his term. And so I understand that gives me an opportunity to reapply for the commission again. Over the last couple of years, I've worked well with the other commissioners, and together we've worked well with the police department to ensure all the police policies and procedures governing employment and appointments have been executed properly. I enjoyed working on the commission and would like an opportunity to continue my service. Thank you.
Thank you. Randy McClendon? McClendon? Okay. And Ron Garrison?
I'm Ron Garrison. I will do the best job possible to hire the best police officers, work through promotions, maybe even a chief, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I would do the best job possible I can, and I have served on it before also, and would like your vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. One selection and circle your name. I'm going to read the results for the Board of Adjustment. Angie Blevins received 4 votes, Norwood, Roberts, Orr, and Mason. And Taylor Venus received 3 votes, Patterson, Baker, and Stallings. So, Ms. Blevins, you'll be taking a seat on that board. Thank you. I'll move on to 4.10, consider removal from the table and taking action on appointment to the Park and Recreation Board. This was the one that we tied on twice last time, and I will look for a motion to take it from the table.
So moved.
Second it.
Motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Okay. We will vote on that again. There is 1 vacancy and 2 candidates. And I'm going to allow them to come back up since we weren't all here last time. Roy Barnick?
I don't think he's here.
And Vicki is not here.
And Vicki's not here. All right. Well, let's see if we can at least break the tie.
I'm a little disappointed because I was going to suggest what we do since they tied was what Hiram Champlin, Joel Champlin did to figure out who was going to keep the Champlin mansion. They cut cards. That would make for great TV.
While that's a thought, it's not a good one.
I get that a lot.
And it's not on the agenda, that's right.
Okay.
So, pick 1 candidate and circle your name.
Yeah.
Police Civil Service.
Okay, I'm going to read the results of the Police Civil Service Commission. Robert Stearns received 4 votes, Robert Stallings, Orr, and Mason, and Ron Garrison received 3 votes, Patterson, Norwood, and Baker. So, Mr. Stearns, you'll remain on that board. Sorry. And before I get to the very end, I always try to say this. If you don't win a position, don't give up. There are a lot of boards, a lot of folks. It's constantly turning over. And don't give up. We need good people. And because you didn't get selected doesn't mean you weren't a good person. It's just the way it falls sometimes. Take it from someone that knows. So all that being said, our last position that we're going to fill tonight is the ADA Board. Consider appointments to the ADA Access Board. We have 3 candidates and we have 2 vacancies. So I'll start out with Michelle Solano.
She's not here.
Not here. Roy Bartnick, he wasn't here, I don't believe. And Ray Graves. I know Ray's here.
Hello, good evening. Well, my name is Ray Graves, and for ADA is very important. That's the Americans Disabilities Act, and that's learning about people who have disability. If you don't know, well, what I mean by that is if you don't know enough about them, contact anyone on that board and find out. And we're going to be there to advocate for people with disabilities, those in the schools, those in the businesses, just all over Enid. So I would like to be a part of that board. I've worked with disability for a while. I can't do that anymore as an interpreter, but I still enjoy working with disability. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, once again, Commissioners, it's 3 candidates, 2 vacancies, and circle your name.
Two.
Okay, let me read the results for the Park and Recreation Board. Roy Bartnick received 3 votes, Baker, Stallings, and Mason. Vicki Haywarden received 4 votes, Patterson, Norwood, Roberts, and Orr. So Miss Haywarden, am I saying it right?
It's close enough.
Okay. So anyway, we broke the tie, didn't we?
Yep, sure did.
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Wait just a second. We'll get the results for our last board, and then we'll move on. There's no rush.
Start playing Jeopardy music.
Okay, the results for the 2 open positions for the ADA Access Board. Ray Graves received 6 votes with Patterson, Norwood, Baker, Roberts, Stalling, Orr, and Mason. And Roy Barnick received 5 votes with Norwood, Baker, Roberts, Stalling, and Orr. Michelle Solano received 2 votes with Patterson and Mason. So Roy Bartnick and Ray Graves will fill those 2 positions. So thank you all very much. All right. 5.1. Consider an ordinance amending the Enid Municipal Code 2024, Title II, Finance and Taxation, to add Chapter 7, Financial Disclosure Requirements of Elected Officials. Select Section 2-7-1, Financial Disclosure Statement, requiring members of the City Council to file with the City Clerk said statement. Section 2-7-3, Material Financial Interest Defined. Section 2-7-4, Penalty, set forth penalty for failure to comply, providing for repealer, saving clause, severability, and codification. So I'll turn this over to you, Mandy.
Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. City Manager, good evening. This ordinance was first presented to you and discussed at the March 4th study session. This ordinance is going to require the City Council members to file an annual disclosure form with the City Clerk. Again, we're doing this to remain in compliance with state law and as an alternative to filing with the State Ethics Commission as an alternative form of remaining in compliance. The ordinance sets out and defines what constitutes a material interest under the ordinance and the statute, and any penalties for failing to do so timely. Are there any questions?
So it's my understanding that if we do this at a local level, then we do not have to fill out a financial disclosure at the state level.
That is correct. It's an alternative to filling out a form with the State Ethics Commission by keeping it at the local level.
Okay. Any questions or concerns? I'll look for a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Item 5.2, and before I read this, just so the general public knows, I was asked to provide an application to be considered to be on the Oklahoma Municipal League Board of Directors. In order to do that, aside from the application and other paperwork you fill out, you have to have a resolution passed by your own city council. Some city councils, the mayor's paid, we're not here, and they don't want them off being on other boards. So that's why, one of the reasons, I guess, that they do that. So that's, I'm going to read this 5.2, but that's what this is for. Consider a resolution of support for the appointment of Mayor David Mason to the District 7 seat on the Board of Directors of the Oklahoma Municipal League, declaring said appointment to be for the benefit of the city of Enid and other municipalities within the district, and declaring the mission of the Oklahoma Municipal League to be for the public purpose. So, is there any questions or?
Nope, you just need a motion?
I'm looking for a motion.
I would like to make a comment first. I went down to the Oklahoma Municipal League's meet and greet recently, which was down at Cattleman's. By the way, I recommend the lamb fries. They're exceptional. And it was very interesting to meet people from all over the state, but boy, the one thing, no Enid voices. So I think this is an important thing to do to make sure we're part of some of the developing propositions and movements. So yeah, I think we should approve this bad boy. I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Whew. Afraid that could go bad. 5.3, hear an appeal regarding the code official's determination that 229 North 10th Street is dilapidated and is subject to demolition pursuant to Enid Municipal Code State Statute 9-11-2 and make a determination. Scott?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. This is the appeal of a dilapidation hearing that was made March 4th. The appeal was made March 10th. We're just going to jump right in. This is the location. As you can see, it's highlighted in pink there. Longfellow Middle School is just to the southwest, so it does create a concern for us. We had a fire on May 27th of 2020. This was the damage. We started a minimum housing case on May 29th of that same year. In January 9th of 2024, we started a dilapidation case. In February of the same year, it sold. Then it sold again in April 17th of 2024. So every time it does sell, we have to start a new case open. So on April 23rd, we opened a new case. On May 29th of 2024, we had our first hearing. The owners were present, and we worked towards getting it corrected and getting it fixed up and getting it back to livable state. On June of that year, we received an application. The application was incomplete. We requested additional documentation such as flooring plan, even how to do it. Usually on a fire, we request structural engineered plans. We did say those were the best way to get to the end, but we never received anything. On August 8th, I did reach out to them, try to do a follow-up, because on March 28th, we did have this is our second hearing. At our second hearing, the owners were not present, but because we were in discussion and trying to get this going, we extended it further out until this January 6th, which was the third hearing. At that point, we still had not received anything, any plans, any fully, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Any permits were issued no permits were issued at that point. Okay, let's get 2 more weeks. I need better plans. I need all this. In 2 weeks, we never received anything, but the next hearing was on March 4th. March 4th, the owners were not at the hearing, and at that point, it was declared dilapidated and moved towards demolition. On this one, these pictures here on March 13th of this year, and I'm just going to scroll through them. This is pictures from the inside, kind of showing that state at what it's at. And that is what it looks like from what I understand is today. Any questions?
Have you seen any improvements at all on this from day one, from 2017?
I have not, no.
Have you noticed any vagrants hanging out?
I have heard, but I have not seen myself, nor have I seen signs of it. Wow.
The owners are here.
The owners
Yeah.
are here, correct.
Yeah, so if we could, Scott, if the owners would like to speak, and I think we have a translator also, is that right?
Yep.
So
Brenda's here for translation.
if they would like to come and speak, we'd be happy to hear that.
Sorry, I don't speak English. I need a...
Brenda.
Yeah.
Brenda will help you.
I'll translate.
Yeah, if you just have him state his name first. And
¿Puede decir su nombre?
My name is Luis Guerrero Rivera.
Okay. And I guess my question would be, my first question is, why have we not worked on this? Why have we not done anything with this project?
Ok, su pregunta es que por qué no ha habido progreso, por qué no ha habido, por qué no ha trabajado en la propiedad.
Oh, porque no me dieron el permiso para continuar.
He states because he did not get the permit to work on the property.
Okay. Would he agree that our Code enforcement has worked with him multiple times to try to get this information.
¿Usted está de acuerdo que el Departamento de Código ha trabajado con usted más de diferentes ocasiones para trabajar con usted en la propiedad, para darle tiempo en la propiedad?
Sí, sí me dieron tiempo, pero paramos donde tenía que quitar lo quemado.
He
Y
did get
es donde paré.
He did get time, but he stopped where he was supposed to, where he got to the charring, the burn.
Brenda, just a little louder, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so he did work on he did work on the property, but he stopped to where the charring of the property got, the burnt part.
Okay. Why did he not show up at the hearings? Why was he a no-show to plead his case?
Que no se presentó a la audiencia, a la última audiencia. A la última.
Sí, el día que no
En la última marzo. March 4th? Marzo 4. They didn't know.
Pero fuimos otro día.
They went the next day. They did show up on the next day, March 5th.
Okay, I understand, but that'd be like me showing up tomorrow for the commission meeting. It's already over with. Commissioners, y'all have any comments or anything you want to ask?
Why wasn't the follow-up information given to code enforcement?
En el proceso de los permisos, cuando se les pidió más información, ¿por qué no se entregó esa información?
Sí, llevamos la...
Traíamos cartas, ya ves que traían cartas, y luego decían que pues la carta como que no era eso lo que pedían. Después les pidieron que como algo de los enchufes de la luz y qué cable y todo, y teníamos que buscar un eléctrico para que fuera a ver. Y no, pues ya después dijeron que como que si no traíamos eso, pues como que hasta que entregues eso te van a dar el permiso. Y nos lo llevaste, ¿daste eso? No, pues no sabíamos ni cuándo, ni si tenían fecha o no para entregar eso. No sé, yo casi ni sé, porque sí fue un primo mío a poner ahí, pero pues mi hija no supo cómo escribirlo en una hoja. Por eso no los trajimos, porque no supimos ni cómo dijimos si dónde, el cable o los enchufes o dónde y dónde, y pues en cada cuarto no sé qué más de perdida 4, ¿no? Y no supimos, por eso no los trajimos. Porque no sabíamos si querían saber cuántos en cada cuarto.
Y necesitamos
Y
también...
queríamos nosotros primero pues, arreglar lo quemado y después la luz.
Sí, ya arreglamos lo quemado.
Por eso no se presentó de veras esa vez lo que pedían ellos. Porque no supimos ni cómo hacerlo. Pues nomás que no supimos qué es lo que nos pedían, en verdad.
Because, so they weren't exactly sure what they were being asked to bring. So they were confused with the electrical portion of it, and then with where to stop with the charring of the structure. And so they were really confused with what plans to bring.
I have several questions, actually. There are 2 properties that we're going to be dealing with tonight. Both, they are the owners on both of the homes. So my question is, when the fire happened, was insurance money paid? And why is that money not being used to get it repaired? Is there a plan? Is there an estimate of what repairs there's going to be? And then,
Okay. Let
yeah,
me, okay.
that's a lot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
On 229, the one that we're talking about right now, they were not the owners when the fire took place.
Okay.
So they bought it after the fires. So that's the reason we don't have any insurance. There wouldn't be to this owner.
Okay.
Okay? Does that,
Well, and then you may be able to answer this next one.
Okay.
Is this, were these bought as an investment property?
I think the owner would have to answer that question.
I'm sorry, I missed that question.
Brenda, there was a question. Commissioner Patterson, would you ask your question?
Were these properties bought as an investment, or are they planning on living in one of the properties?
Estas propiedades cuando las compraron fueron compradas como para vivir. ¿Ustedes planean vivir en esas propiedades?
Más bien para nosotros,
O para invertir.
para vivir o para invertir y dejarle a los hijos, porque tenemos 11 hijos más los 3 niños que
Okay.
tenemos ahorita, para dejarles algo, porque la propiedad esa de la H y esa de la 10, la de la Ruando y la 10, las compró mi hijo, porque
Okay.
para los 3 niños. Entonces, por eso, esa de la Ruando ya la llevábamos aventajada, pero creo que la...
Para la familia.
Sí,
It was purchased as an investment for the family, for the grandkids.
So, partway through this, he found out that he had to get an engineering drawing. Do you have an engineer hired today that's working on this? And if so, who is it?
Okay. Durante el proceso le dijeron que tenía que contratar a un ingeniero estructural. A partir de hoy, ¿usted tiene a un ingeniero estructural contratado?
no, porque es muy caro y no tenemos nosotros suficiente para
No tiene los fondos.
pero tengo familiares que saben trabajar bien todo eso y son los que nos van a ayudar.
Okay. He does not have a structural engineer hired. He does have family who works in the construction trade who plans to help him.
Okay. But he's got to have a structural engineer that actually does that. So, is there anything else he'd like to say or any other questions before we move forward?
Dijo que tiene que tener un ingeniero estructural para hacer eso. ¿Usted tiene preguntas para él? ¿O para ellos?
Necesito ver a ver cuánto me cobra un ingeniero.
Okay. He needs to see how much a structural engineer would charge him.
I'm sorry, just,
He needs to see how much a structural engineer would charge him.
I don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not my project. I don't know.
He would have to see that, yeah.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
have one more question for Scott. Have you been able to have a meeting with them, with an interpreter, where you can hash any of this kind of stuff out?
so we've had Brenda there, but we also we borrowed Ramon from engineering and to come down and explain the need of a structural engineer. And a structural engineer, for some reason, doesn't translate directly. So it's was kind of hard to maneuver around that. But we borrowed, between Brenda and Ramon, we both tried to kind of get that understood. And I felt we did.
Any other
I
questions?
have 2 questions.
Okay.
My first question is, how long have they owned the property? And do they have a projection of how long it would take to complete the project?
So our records show that they bought the house April 17th of 2024. And then,
Está preguntando que cuánto tiempo ha sido dañada la propiedad. Él ya contestó eso.
Bueno, de las 10, ¿cuánto tiene Gustavo? 2 o 3 años.
No, poquito, como en enero del año pasado.
De las 10 como...
Como en enero, yo pienso que la compró en enero y no sabíamos que tenía la casa problemas. Creo ya iba a tener una cita aquí, cuando el mismo dueño nos habló a nosotros. Y él estaba, mi hijo estaba en la cárcel y le habían puesto a su nombre, por eso aparece el nombre de mi hijo. Y luego ya agarraron un papel de aquí para llevarlo a la cárcel.
So when they purchased this property, they did not know that it was damaged and burned of the fire.
No, wait a minute. They didn't know it was burned whenever,
And they also did not know that it was going through the dilapidation process through our department.
okay.
So they purchased the property without seeing it?
¿Ustedes compraron la propiedad sin verla?
Sin verla. Bueno, mi hijo la vio, se nomás no supo él qué tan quemada estaba. Es que mi hijo le hizo un trabajo al señor. Le han tratado así con eso. Y ya después le dio el dinero que le dio el efectivo.
Pero su hijo no vio la propiedad.
Yo creo que no la vio por dentro, más por fuera.
Sí, no la veo. Como que era la propiedad está bien. Yo ya como la
Pues
vi.
está bien buena porque ya la pelamos.
Y la de la de esta de la ruana, esa ya la teníamos que arreglar.
Dejé digo esto de esta propiedad. So when the son purchased the property, he only saw it through the outside and did not walk through the inside, didn't do a walkthrough inside. So
But he saw it look like that right there from the outside.
outside, yes, not inside.
Okay.
The son, yes, the son. And the parents bought it from the son.
Their son sold it to them?
Yes.
Okay. Other questions,
I
comments?
would just like to make sure that they understand how unsafe it is in this condition, and that's why we're looking at this. Not only is it unsafe, but it takes away the property value for others around them.
Ella quiere que, si ustedes entienden que no es seguro esta propiedad para todos y que baja el valor de la propiedad para todos alrededor. Que si ustedes saben que no es seguro.
Bueno, ahorita no, ya arreglando
He said not right now, but they will try to fix it, to get that fixed.
Okay. So Commissioners, I'm going to remind you that we serve everybody. We serve the houses on both sides of this also. Right now, there's no liability insurance on this. So if a child gets over there and gets hurt, they're just SOL. They're just out of luck. And if that thing catches fire again, if a vagrant gets in there and catches fire, and that blows over to another house, they have no insurance to cover this. This is the thing that we've been trying to clean up around town.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I hate all the sad stories. But at the end of the day, we don't have a material list. We don't have a structural engineer hired today from a year ago. So
It has. It's gone on for the better part of a year, and there have been 4 hearings, several extensions, and there's no progress whatsoever. And I do
Zero.
too. I hate to say it too, but at some point, we do need to take action on this.
So with that being said, I'm going to call for a vote on this. Now, I want to make sure we understand the way that it reads. Code enforcement is calling for a vote to demolish. So the motion would have to be a vote to demolish, and your yes vote would be to demolish demolish it, okay? Is the way that reads. So unless he has anything else to say, I'm going to look for a motion to move forward with this and follow what our code enforcement has suggested and move through the demolition process. Okay. I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we demolish this property.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Okay. I'm going to move on to 5.4. Hear an appeal regarding the code official's determination that 618 East Randolph Avenue is dilapidated and is subject to demolition pursuant to Enid Municipal Code 9-11-2 and make a determination. Scott?
Mayor, Commissioners, this is another appeal of the dilapidation of 618 East Randolph. The dilapidation was declared dilapidated to demolish on March 4th. It was appealed on March 10th. This property is on Randolph between 6th and 7th Street. It is there highlighted in pink. This is the structure fire. This is where you can kind of see the damage on the exterior. My understanding is that on the bottom of that picture, you can see the boarded window. The fire started in the bedroom there and went up into the second story. Let me go back. I missed that the fire did happen in April 21st of 2021. We did have a minimum housing on this one that was open previously, and so we added the fire to the minimum housing. On November 21st of 2024, we opened the dilapidation case. The notice of hearing was for December 19th of 2024. These are just two pictures of the front being boarded, and again, that same window. These are other pictures to show reference where it's at. This is one picture from the interior bathroom. This is the exterior. These are all during the beginning of the dilapidation in November of last year. You can see on the picture on the right, there's no protective cover on it. They have since put wrap on it to protect it. That's not fully protected, but that is work I have seen, and that is the only work I've seen on this property. Here are two pictures from the inside. The hearing that was on December 19th was tabled quickly. We talked, and we were told that it is salvageable. We can, they can fix it, they can repair it. So we tabled it to do a walkthrough on December 20th and rescheduled the hearing at that time to January 6th. Here are two pictures of the interior. The picture on the right, you can see where the rafters have been, the ceiling joists have been charred. There again, we would need structural engineer on this. As we walked through the house, there was accumulation of debris and other waste. You can see on the picture on the left is the state of that structure. The second hearing, we extended it for another month. We talked about getting plans, same thing. The next hearing was on March 4th. The owners did not show. Here are pictures of the current state. This is the interior of it. Any questions?
They're the same
Scott
owner?
or,
Is it the same owner?
Yes.
No, this is the second home.
Same owner.
Second house, same owner.
The same owner.
Yeah, same owner. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. My bad.
Yes.
Scott or Gerald, if we vote to get, how does the city go in and demolish it, and then do we put a lien on the land?
Two paths can take. They can tear it down themselves. We always give them that option. The second option, which is usually the case that happens, we go in, we get bids, and then they have time to pay for it. through us, or it's sent to county as a lien to the property. And that's how we recoup our cost.
Thanks.
I don't know if you'll be able to answer this, or if Brenda will need to get involved again, but did they own the house on November 30th, 2017, when the first minimum housing case was opened?
From what I could tell, they were the owners at that time,
They
yes.
were the owners. And then,
We probably need to ask them that question,
Okay.
though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
They're right here.
Seems fair.
Okay. Usted era dueño de la casa. I'm sorry, what was the date?
well, when did they purchase that house?
Okay. ¿Cuándo adquirió la casa de 618 East Randolph?
Eso ya tiene cuánto tiempo.
Que son lo que es que nos la vendieron. Eso sí ya tiene muchos años. Pero sí la íbamos arreglando.
Ya estaba arreglada. Ahí vivía una hija de nosotros, nomás que mi hijo metió a un amigo ahí.
Y se la quemó.
Y una novia del muchacho fue la que me prendió por eso.
Pero no se acuerdan de cuándo, cuánto tiempo tienen siendo dueños.
No me acuerdo.
No se acuerdan, ya tienen tiempo.
Sí.
No mucho, pero sí.
They don't remember how long they've owned the property, but it's been a while that they've owned that property.
Did they own it when the fire happened?
¿Fueron dueños cuando el incendio ocurrió?
Sí.
Sí.
Yes.
And did they collect insurance to fix it?
¿Colectaron aseguranza?
No.
No.
No, porque estábamos arreglando apenas.
No, there was no insurance?
¿Tenían aseguranza cuando pasó el incendio?
No.
No.
Okay. Questions?
Yeah, Scott, what's the approximate time on the previous house that the commission approved demolition? How long is it going to take to get the quotes, go through the process, let them pay the invoice or not? Just want to expound on that so the commission's well aware of the
Yeah.
timeline.
So if you upheld the decision of dilapidation, we move toward demolition, it usually takes about 30 to 60 days before it's actually, the contractors are out to demolish it. And then after that, I'm going to get correction on this one, but it's 30 days that they can.
6 months.
6 months, sorry, I apologize. It is 6 months they can pay it to us, and we recoup the fees. After that, it goes as a lien on the property.
Okay.
The property remains theirs. It would be a vacant
Correct.
lot. And to be frank, we probably won't collect money on this because they're not probably going to be able to pay. And when the property's demolished, the only value of the property is whatever the lot's worth. We do put the lien on the property if they don't. So if they ever sell it, that will be the opportunity to collect it. And there might be, a demo on this house is what, $5,000?
Yeah, 4 to 5, yeah.
Okay. So I imagine, just so everybody is clear, the value of that lot is probably, I would suspect it's 5,000 or less, probably less. But I want to be clear about that. We do not get any joy in tearing down houses. However, we've been asked. The burden is on us, and so that's why we're bringing it to you. It does not give us joy here. But I also want to be clear, we don't make money out of this. This will cost the city money. So let's just be frank, we will not get our money back on this, but what will happen is the house would be cleaned up, the lot would be available for the owner to either sell or do whatever they want to do or build a new house on it. And as painful as it may be, that might be the best decision.
And I personally been in the construction business. My biggest problem with the dilapidated houses like this is the safety issue. And then it puts the liability on the city of Enid, and also it devalues the property that's in that area. And when you've given individuals time to be able to improve these properties, it's not fair to the community. And also, These are the type of houses that individuals go in and set up shop and do drugs out of. I've watched it, I've seen it. You know, I hate to see this because both of these properties could have been restored. You know, it's going to take a lot of money, and honestly, the cost of materials is steadily going up every day. But my biggest issue with this is the way it looks in the community, and safety, number one. That's my biggest issue, is safety. Because if a kid get up there and play around and fall through the floor, I mean, I'd rather feel bad doing it this way than to see a life loss. That's my issue.
Any other comments?
Does the applicant have any further?
Do they have anything else they would like to say before we?
Pues eso de si los van a tumbar, pues dinero para tumbar, pues nos gustaría mensual porque vamos a pagar que nos dieron permiso y meterlo de material.
Like Commissioner Norwood said, with with material being so expensive, it is hard for them to work on the properties.
Because, you know, I don't want it to fall on them. Can you relate that to them? I don't want to see something bad happen and then they have to live with that, you know, the rest of their life, consciously. I mean, I sincerely mean that.
Que no quisiera que pasara algo malo o algo trágico y que ustedes tuvieran que vivir con eso. Que sinceramente,
Que sea lo que diga, pues yo no puedo hacer nada. Nomás te digo que
La mesa está buena, arreglada, no le falta, ¿no? Yo no entiendo mucho, pero la decisión es de ella. Es que quisiera.
Pues si esos quisiéramos el permiso para arreglarlos.
They would like to keep fixing the properties up.
They what?
They would like to keep fixing the properties up, to keep working on them. That is their final statement, to keep working on them.
Okay. That being said, I will look for a motion to move forward with the condemnation.
They have some material, they have windows, and they have material at their property, at their house.
But have they gotten the final approval on the permits?
We don't have any permits for this.
Permits.
And since this is a fire, it would take a structural engineer as well, right? So,
Yes, sir.
okay. I'll look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the demolition of 618 East Randolph Avenue.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0 to continue with the demolition. Item number 6, consent.
Move to approve the consent items.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Item number 7, recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. Item number 8, all trustees are present of the Enid Municipal Authority's regular meeting. Item 9.1, approval of claims in the amount of $137,599.75.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Item number 10, adjourn to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. All trustees are present of the Economic Development Authority. Item 12.1, approval of claims in the amount of $16,818.44.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Adjourn to convene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. All trustees are present of the Public Transportation Authority. Item 15.1, consider a resolution of the Enid Public Transportation Authority by its trustees approving and adopting a revised Title VI program, including various forms and documents needed to receive federal financial assistance from the Federal Transit Administration.
Yes, so tonight you guys have a resolution to approve and adopt the new Title VI program for EPTA. The documents include a Title VI plan, ADA Title II complaint form and procedures, Title VI complaint form and procedures, as well as some associated other documents. The reason we are bringing this to you and asking you to approve this resolution is EPTA has for many years received funding from ODOT. Now that we are an MPO, the funding is going to pass through the MPO, and we need a revised Title VI plan to remain compliant and receive those FTA funds to improve the EPTA. Are there any questions on the documents?
Questions?
There's quite a few of them. It's quite a lengthy read, I know.
Yeah. Y'all been working on this for quite some time.
Quite some time.
Yeah. Okay. No questions. I'll look for a motion to approve.
Move approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Item 15.2, approval of claims in the amount of $6,163.37.
Move to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Item number 16, adjourn to reconvene as the Enid City Commission. Item number 17, public comments. I have no one on that, so I will move to item 18. We will, we're going to push this for a couple weeks since our city attorney, Carol Lehman, is out sick and couldn't make it tonight. I think I talked to most of y'all. So with that being said, we won't take a vote on that. We won't convene into executive session, and I'll move to item.
Motion to table that to the next meeting.
Oh, you're right. So I'll look for a motion to table the executive session to our next meeting. I believe it's April 1.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, second. Cast your ballots. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Item number 19, reconvene to regular session to take any necessary action, which we don't need to. Item number 20, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.